Listen to me, my child. You were never meant to walk this journey alone. You were not created to wander, unsure of the way, relying on your own wisdom, your own strength. I have given you a guide, one who speaks, one who leads, one who empowers. My Spirit. From the beginning, my Spirit hovered over the waters, bringing order out of chaos, life out of emptiness. When I walked this earth, my Spirit was upon me, leading me into the wilderness, strengthening me in my mission, filling me with power to heal the broken and set the captives free. And before I return to my Father, I promised you, I will not leave you as orphans. I will send my Spirit to dwell within you, to guide you into all truth. But have you listened? Have you followed? Or have you tried to walk by your own understanding? Many hear my voice, but they hesitate. My Spirit whispers, "Go," but fear holds them back. My Spirit convicts, saying, "Turn away," but they cling to what is familiar. My Spirit speaks, "Trust me," but their hearts are weighed down by doubt. I ask you now, will you walk by my Spirit, or will you continue striving in your own strength? Many long to know my will, yet they do not seek my Spirit. They ask, "Lord, what should I do? Where should I go?" But when my Spirit speaks, they ignore his voice, choosing instead their own desires, their own ways. Do you not know? My Spirit is not silent. He is not distant. He is within you, guiding you, leading you, but you must learn to listen. There was a man who traveled a long road at night. The path was dark, and he carried a lamp to light the way. But as he walked, he grew impatient. The lamp gave only enough light for his next step, and he wanted to see the whole journey at once. Frustrated, he blew out the flame and stumbled forward blindly. Soon, he fell into a pit. This is what many of you do. You demand to see the whole path before you trust me. You want the full picture, the final destination, the certainty of what lies ahead. But I do not lead that way. I give you my Spirit as a lamp to guide your steps, moment by moment, day by day. If you trust me, if you walk by my Spirit, you will never be lost. But if you choose to walk by your own sight, you will stumble, you will fall, and you will wonder why my voice seems far away. I tell you the truth, walking by my Spirit is not a path of comfort, but it is a path of life. The world will pull at you, urging you to follow its ways, to trust in what you can see and touch. But my Spirit calls you higher, beyond what is temporary, beyond what is seen. Many have tried to serve two masters, walking by my Spirit one moment, then turning back to their flesh the next. But I tell you, you cannot walk in two directions at once. You must choose. Will you live by the desires of the flesh, or will you be led by my Spirit? There was a man who planted two trees. One was rooted in rich, living soil, nourished by water and light. The other was planted in dry, barren ground. Though at first they both seemed to grow, the second tree soon withered and died, for it had no true source of life. So it is with those who live by my Spirit and those who live by the flesh. The one who surrenders to my Spirit will be nourished, strengthened, and bear much fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. But the one who clings to the desires of the flesh will wither, for the flesh leads only to emptiness, to death. Which path will you choose? Will you follow the way of the Spirit, or will you remain bound to what is fading? If you desire to walk by my Spirit, you must first surrender. Many ask me, "Lord, how can I hear your voice? How can I know your will?" But they do not pause to listen. They fill their lives with noise, with distractions, with their own plans and desires. My Spirit does not shout over the world's clamor. He speaks with a voice that is heard in the stillness, in the quiet, in the heart that is fully surrendered. Be still and know that I am God. There was a man who wished to hear the whisper of the wind. But he stood in the middle of a great city, where the noise of men and machines drowned out all else. No matter how hard he tried to listen, he could not hear the wind. So he left the city and went into the wilderness, where the noise faded away. And there, in the stillness, he finally heard its voice. So it is with my spirit. If you long to hear his leading, you must step away from the distractions. You must quiet your heart, open your soul, and make room for my voice. When you live by my spirit, you will not need to rely on the wisdom of men, for my spirit will teach you all things. He will remind you of my words. He will strengthen you in trials. He will give you the courage to stand firm when the world opposes you. But you must choose daily to follow. You must walk where my spirit leads, even when you do not understand, even when the way is hard. Will you trust me? Will you allow my spirit to guide your steps? To walk by my spirit is to walk in faith, not by what you see. It is to trust in my leading, even when the road is uncertain. Many of you ask, Lord, what if I take the wrong step? What if I fail? But do you not know? My spirit is not a distant guide who leaves you to figure things out on your own. He is with you, within you, always leading, always correcting, always drawing you closer to my will. There was once a child learning to walk. With each step, he wavered, stumbled, and fell. But his father did not rebuke him for falling. He lifted him up, encouraged him, and guided his feet until the child learned to walk with confidence. So it is with you. You will not always get it right. You will falter. You will make mistakes. But do not let fear keep you from stepping forward in faith. My spirit will correct your course, strengthen your steps, and lead you safely on my path. Do not wait until you understand everything before you obey. Do not demand to see the entire journey before you take the first step. Walk by my spirit now, and you will see that I am faithful. The one who walks by my spirit does not walk in fear, for my spirit brings power, love, and a sound mind. The one who follows my spirit does not walk in confusion, for my spirit brings clarity, wisdom, and truth. But the choice remains yours. Will you trust my spirit to lead you, or will you lean on your own understanding? When you walk by my spirit, your life will bear fruit, not the fruit of the world, which fades and perishes, but the fruit of my kingdom, which remains forever. A tree is known by its fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. So I ask you, what kind of fruit is your life producing? The one who walks by my spirit will overflow with love, for my spirit teaches you to love as I have loved you. He will be filled with joy, not as the world gives, but a joy that endures through every trial. He will walk in peace, not shaken by the storms of life, for my spirit is his refuge. He will have patience, kindness, and goodness, reflecting the heart of the Father. He will be faithful, steadfast in his devotion, never turning away. He will be gentle, not moved by anger or pride. And he will have self-control, walking in righteousness, resisting the temptations of the flesh. This is the evidence of a life led by my spirit. But the one who walks by the desires of the flesh bears different fruit: envy, strife, selfish ambition, impurity, greed, and pride. These things do not come from my spirit. I tell you the truth, you cannot produce the fruit of the Spirit by your own effort. A branch does not strive to bear fruit. It remains connected to the vine, and the vine supplies all that it needs. Abide in me. Stay connected to my Spirit. Let my presence fill you, change you, renew you. And in time, you will bear much fruit, fruit that will last. But apart from me, you can do nothing. But do not be deceived. Many claim to walk by my Spirit, yet they do not obey my voice. They honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. They say, Lord, Lord, yet they follow their own desires, their own wisdom, their own way. I tell you the truth, if you walk by my Spirit, you will walk in obedience. My Spirit will never lead you into sin. He will never guide you into pride, selfishness, or dishonesty. He will never call you to live according to the patterns of this world. He will always lead you in righteousness, in holiness, in truth. There was a servant whose master gave him clear instructions before leaving on a journey, but the servant did not follow them. Instead, he made his own plans, believing he knew better. When the master returned, he asked, "Did you do as I commanded?" And the servant, ashamed, had no excuse. So it is with those who claim to follow me, yet do not obey my voice. To walk by my Spirit is to walk in surrender, trusting that my way is always higher, always better. I do not ask for your understanding before you obey. I ask for your trust. I ask for your heart. If you love me, you will keep my commandments. If you walk by my Spirit, you will live as I lived, love as I loved, and serve as I served. Do not merely listen to my words, live them. There will be times when the road seems difficult, when the path ahead appears steep and uncertain. The world will tempt you to turn back, to seek comfort in the things that are familiar. But remember this, I have not called you to a life of ease. I have called you to walk in the power of my Spirit. My Spirit is with you, always. He will not leave you to walk alone. When you feel weak, my Spirit will strengthen you. When you feel weary, my Spirit will refresh you. When you are lost, my Spirit will guide you. And when you are afraid, my Spirit will give you courage. There was a man who set out on a journey across a vast desert. The sun scorched his skin, and the way seemed endless. He grew faint, and doubts began to creep into his heart. But as he walked, he remembered the promise his father had made, "I will be with you wherever you go. You are never alone." And so the man continued, knowing that he was not walking in his own strength, but in the strength of his father's promise. So it is with you. You are never alone. My Spirit walks with you. His presence is your strength. His power is your courage. Trust in Him. Lean on Him. Walk in His guidance. For those who walk by the Spirit will find their way, and they will find it in peace. They will not grow weary, for my Spirit will renew their strength. Now I must tell you, my child, to walk by the Spirit is to walk in freedom. Many people are enslaved to their fears, their desires, their past hurts. They are bound by the chains of their own making, imprisoned by shame, by guilt, by doubt. They long for freedom but do not know where to find it. But I tell you this, my Spirit brings freedom. The world tells you that freedom is doing what you want, when you want, with no consequences. But true freedom is not found in living according to your flesh. True freedom is found in living according to my Spirit. For where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. A bird that is free does not live in the cage of its own making. It spreads its wings and soars through the sky, led by the wind beneath its wings. So too, you are meant to soar by the guidance of my Spirit. When you walk by my Spirit, you are no longer bound by fear, by selfish desires, or by the opinions of others. You are free to live as you were created to live, free to love as I have loved, free to serve as I have served. When you walk by the Spirit, you are free to forgive. You are free to love your enemies. You are free to lay down your life for others. And as you do, you will experience a peace, a joy, a rest that the world cannot give. Freedom in the Spirit does not mean the absence of trials, but it means that, in the midst of trials, you will not be shaken. You will not be moved. For my Spirit will hold you steady, and you will know that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Will you walk in that freedom today? Will you allow my Spirit to break the chains that bind you and lead you to the life you were meant to live? And know this, my beloved, to walk by the Spirit is to walk in deep, abiding relationship with me. Many of you seek my will, but you seek it without truly knowing me. You desire to follow the path I have set, but you do not spend time in my presence. My Spirit is not a distant guide who only speaks when needed. He is your companion, your comforter, your advocate, and your friend. You cannot know the way unless you know the one who walks beside you. To walk by my Spirit is to know me intimately, to listen for my voice, to feel my presence in every moment. It is a relationship built on love, trust, and obedience. There was a child who wanted to know the way home. He stood at a crossroads, unsure of which direction to take. He asked his father for help. The father did not simply give instructions from afar. He walked with the child, guiding him step by step, holding his hand. The child knew the way because he was walking with his father. So it is with you. My spirit is not distant, my child. He is near, walking beside you, whispering to your heart, teaching you, guiding you. Will you take his hand and walk with him? Will you seek my face, not just my hand? Will you spend time with me so that you can truly know my will? Now, my child, I must tell you this. To walk by my Spirit is to walk in humility. The Spirit of God does not lead you to pride, to self-exaltation, or to the pursuit of your own glory. No, my Spirit leads you to humility, to servant-heartedness, to selflessness. Many seek to be exalted in the eyes of men, but I tell you, the greatest among you will be the one who humbles himself, the one who serves. The path of my Spirit is the path of humility. There was a king who sought to rule his kingdom with power and authority, demanding the respect of his people. But he was proud and lifted himself up above them. In time his kingdom fell, for pride comes before a fall. But there was another king who took the lowly position of a servant, washing the feet of his subjects, caring for the weak, and serving those who were despised. And that king's kingdom flourished, for he followed the way of humility. I came not to be served, but to serve and to give my life as a ransom for many. So my child, if you want to walk by my Spirit, you must let go of self-importance. You must lay aside the desire for recognition, for the world will try to tell you that your worth is found in what others think of you. But I tell you, your worth is found in me. Your value comes from my love, not from the accolades of men. Will you walk the path of humility? Will you serve others as I have served you? Will you follow my example and put others before yourself? For when you do, you will find true honor, true greatness in the eyes of my Father. And now, my beloved, hear this. To walk by my Spirit is to walk in faith. Faith is the very foundation of walking in my will. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. Without faith, you cannot move forward. The Spirit works in the hearts of those who trust, those who believe, even when they cannot see the way ahead. There was a time when my disciples and I were in a boat, crossing a great lake. The storm raged around us, and fear gripped their hearts. They saw the winds, they heard the waves crashing, and they thought that all hope was lost. But I was in the boat with them, and I called to them, "Why are you afraid, O you of little faith?" And then I spoke to the storm, and it was still. I tell you, faith is not the absence of fear, but the presence of trust in me, even when the storm rages. When you walk by my Spirit, you will be able to stand firm in the face of trials, for my Spirit will strengthen your faith. He will remind you of my promises. He will remind you that I am with you, that I will never leave you nor forsake you. But my child, there will be moments when your faith will be tested. There will be moments when it will seem as if I am silent, when it will seem as if the storm will never end. In those moments, you must choose to trust me, to walk by faith, not by sight. Will you trust me when you cannot see the way ahead? Will you trust me when the winds blow strong, when the waves crash high, and when your heart is filled with doubt? Will you keep your eyes on me and not on the storm? And now, my beloved, I must remind you, to walk by the Spirit is to walk in peace. The world will offer you many distractions, chaos, noise, conflict, and confusion. But my Spirit offers you something different, something the world cannot give. He offers you peace, a peace that surpasses understanding, a peace that guards your heart and mind in the midst of the storms of life. Many people chase after peace through worldly means. They believe that peace comes from the absence of conflict, the accumulation of things, or the approval of others. But these things do not bring true peace. True peace is found only in me, through the presence of my Spirit. There was a man who traveled far to find peace. He sought it in wealth, in fame, in relationships, and in achievements. But no matter what he gained, he always felt empty, restless, and unsettled. One day, weary and broken, he turned to me, and I spoke to him, saying, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And in that moment, he found peace, not in the world, but in me. So it is with you. When you walk by my Spirit, you will find peace, not in the absence of trouble, but in the midst of it. My Spirit will teach you to surrender your anxieties, to cast your cares upon me, and to rest in my sovereignty. You will know that I am in control, that I hold your life in my hands, and that nothing can separate you from my love. Now, my child, to walk by my Spirit is to walk in victory. I have not called you to a life of defeat, to a life of fear or despair. No, I have called you to a life of victory, for I have already overcome the world. The enemy may come at you with lies, with temptations, with struggles, but you are more than a conqueror in me. Remember, I have given you my authority. I have given you the power of my Spirit, and in the name of Jesus, you have the victory over every attack of the enemy. The enemy's schemes are nothing compared to the power of the Spirit who lives within you. There was a time when my disciples were in a difficult situation. They had been sent out to preach, to heal, and to cast out demons. When they returned, they were overwhelmed by the challenges they had faced. But I reminded them, "Do not rejoice that the spirits submit to you, but rejoice that your names are written in heaven." And I told them, "I have given you authority over all the power of the enemy, and nothing will harm you." So my child, know this, the victory has already been won. When you walk by the Spirit, you will overcome every obstacle, every temptation, and every attack. My Spirit will empower you to stand firm, to resist the enemy, and to walk in the freedom that I have purchased for you. And now hear this, my beloved. To walk by the Spirit is to walk in obedience. Many seek the blessings of God, but fail to understand the deep connection between obedience and receiving His blessings. My child, obedience is not a burden. It is the key to walking in my will, to living in my favor. There was a man who built a house, and he carefully laid a solid foundation. When the storms came, his house stood firm because it was built on the rock. But there was another man who built his house on sand. The storms came, and the house was destroyed. So it is with your life. If you walk in obedience to my word, your life will be built on the solid foundation of truth, and no storm will shake you. But if you choose to walk in disobedience, you are like the man who built on sand. Your house may appear fine for a while, but when the storm comes, it will fall apart. To walk in obedience is to trust my wisdom, even when you do not understand the reasons behind my commands. It is to know that I have given you my word to protect you, to guide you, and to lead you into life. Remember, I did not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. The law is a reflection of God's heart, and when you obey it, you are aligning your heart with His. Will you build your life on the rock of obedience? Will you trust that my commands are not burdensome, but are meant to give you life? Walk in my word, and you will walk in my will. And now, my child, I call you to walk in love. The greatest commandment I have given you is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. To walk by my Spirit is to walk in love. Love for God, love for one another, and even love for your enemies. My love is not self-seeking. It does not keep a record of wrongs. It does not boast or seek glory for itself. My love is humble, sacrificial, and unconditional. There was a time when a young man came to me, asking how he could inherit eternal life. He believed he could do it by following the commandments, but I told him, "If you want to be perfect, go, sell your possessions, and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me." The man turned away, for he loved his possessions more than he loved the call to follow me. But my love calls you to something greater than the things of this world. When you walk by my Spirit, you will love with a love that goes beyond what is easy. You will love not only those who love you, but also those who hate you, those who curse you, and those who persecute you. My Spirit will empower you to love as I have loved, to forgive as I have forgiven, and to serve as I have served. And in that love, you will find the deepest fulfillment, the greatest joy. Will you love as I have loved you? Will you choose to walk in love, even when it is difficult, even when it costs you something? For in doing so, you will reflect my heart to the world, and the world will know that you are my disciples.